Sponsored by DavisMusicPro.com. What's happening, people? You're tuning in to Comedy by Coincidence. This is episode something, man.
Something, man. This is episode emergency episode.
Yeah.
You know, shit has gone down. We are just here trying to figure it out. So we decided to have this emergency episode. So I guess actually,
What? Actually, what?
I mean, she told me to
I mean, the intro's playing.
All
Man.
right.
That's like our second to smoke them if you got them, you know? I'm about to...
All right. I'll drink some coffee, man. Drink some
There is a method to the madness why we keep these intros so long, man. It's like that extra 2 minutes to get ready, hide shit,
Mm-hmm.
do
No,
your
I get it.
thing. See,
get
when
it.
I got this up, bro, this screen is what the viewers are seeing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I see it.
This is what we're going to go into.
But they totally hear us right now, so.
Yeah, they do. Happy emergency episode, everybody. Oh, shit. God damn it. What's up?
What's
If you
up,
heard it-
everybody?
You might have heard some bantering there. And that's cool. So if you're tuning into this, you might be wondering, hey, what's going on? Where's the episode number? This is an emergency episode. This means shiitake has gone down, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And,
We overcooked the mushrooms.
yeah.
It's,
Yeah, in this case, oh, wow. What is all this that popped up, bro? Oh, my God.
the fun and fungi was released.
Yeah, maybe it's a fungal. We can't talk about it too much, dude. The issue at hand. I can't really comment on it. Our producers won't allow us, so that's what it is.
I mean, you will notice that she is missing from this episode because she is, tending to the emergency.
Present emergency, yeah. So Dr. Evil can't be with us. She is putting out fires.
And let's be cleared, it's not because of a child thing. Let's be clear here. Like that's
Jesus Christ, we
that's-
can't comment on it though. So why even? Put
it's
that
it's
in
not.
the-
I'm just
God
like
damn it.
she's gone and you're here. I'm just making sure that you're not like the piece of shit father who
Oh shit!
is doing a podcast in the middle of the labor. That
Oh,
I'm
my
just
God.
making I'm making you look better, and I'll drag myself down into the gutter. Okay.
No, it's
Just
okay.
just so everybody understands, that emergency is off the table.
Okay. So outside of present emergency, things are going okay. Obviously there's an episode, but emergency episodes mean we're banking up a couple episodes so that if like an emergency happens, you guys still got an episode this week. So hope you guys enjoy this stuff. Let's try to talk about stuff that isn't like time relevant. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Specifically. Okay, this is kind of time relevant. God damn it.
Well, I have a topic.
Yeah, I
All right.
I do too. You go first.
So not many of our listeners know. Well, maybe some of them know that you are a huge Civil War buff, and you've been looking
Okay.
into cool shit around St. Louis.
Yeah.
What's the coolest thing you've found out so far?
About the Civil War in St. Louis. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
I try not to let people know I'm a Civil War buff because in these times, like, that can be so misinterpreted. I'm gonna just state this: that as a Boy Scout, my troop took us to a lot of Civil War battlefields.
Okay.
And, like, I thought it was so cool, dude. And me and my friends had a lot of fun. So it's like a sentimental thing from my childhood. So I do
Mhm.
enjoy learning about the Civil War. I'm not no crazy pro right, nothing. You know what I mean? So don't misinterpret this as political jargon, guys. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying that. Okay, as far as Civil War in St. Louis goes, though, I don't know. I found out that there was a mob riot. Go figure. It's St. Louis. Right? You know what I mean? There was
There's no history of that at all here.
yeah,
That was so unique.
yeah. When Abraham Lincoln called on the Union to supply troops for the war, most of Missouri was like, "Up yours, Abe," you know, and a certain number of St. Louisans actually were pretty pro-Confederate, so they actually gathered in what is now literally the grounds of Washington University.
Okay.
Okay, which at that time was pretty much just a field,
Mhm.
and they called it Camp Jackson
Okay.
after the current at the time governor of Missouri, who was pro-Confederate too, which is it's weird because like if you go to Missouri State Senate,
Mhm.
they have like between 1861 there were like 3 acting, which is crazy because there were
Yeah.
only 2 sides in the Civil War. There were 3 acting governors of Missouri at the same time, which is like bizarre as shit. But anyways, these Confederates were like hanging and like organizing at Washington University, and they sent in the state guard with like okay, if there were maybe like 500 to 700 Confederates there, like they sent like 1,500
Okay.
state guard, and we're like, yo, we're marching you to jail, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We're marching you to jail right now. And they did. They complied. But on the way, you know, St. Louis style, somebody like threw a rock or something, and they started shooting, and like these Confederate prisoners ended up dead, and then like civilians ended up dead because they started shooting at the civilians. But
Yeah.
remember, a bunch of these civilians are kind of on the pro-Confederate
Yeah.
side, so you thought tensions were high in St. Louis right now, bro. Fuck.
Mhm.
1860, that's pretty
I mean, one would argue that the preemptive strike is the proper message to send.
exactly, yeah. You want to come down with a firm hand on
Exactly.
that kind of shit, I guess. But
But
you know,
others would argue that it was a bit extreme.
a lot of things were a little extreme in the Civil War. That's what it blows my mind how fucked it was, and like I can't even put my mind.
Mhm.
Everybody thinks it's bad today, and I don't think we're near close to.
Mhm.
I hope not. You
I
know what
mean, we did just time this episode because obviously in the near future of this, we will reach a point of unity and everything will work out.
Oh, totally, yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, at least the union's still together. We haven't lost Texas yet. I thought that was happening.
Well, all we
Would
have to
love
do
that.
is tell them to remember the Alamo.
You know, you want to make somebody from Texas happy. You just go, I remember. I remember. They're like, remember what? The Alamo? Did you forget? Come on, doggy dog. What the heck? So, enough Civil War talk. I got one for you.
But no. There's one more
okay.
thing I was thinking about. You said that the Confederates gathered at what is now Washington University,
Yeah.
which is kind of beautiful that they built a university there because from ignorance comes education.
Yeah, and actually, like, the guy who established Wash U was a super abolitionist / like I think he was like a pastor too, like a reverend.
Okay.
/ abolitionist / helped on the Underground Railroad kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's extra cool. He was like a real fuck you to, you know.
That's awesome. It's awesome. That's so many jobs for back then.
Right? That's a lot going on,
geez.
dude. That's a lot going on for
how do you keep it straight?
1800s. Yeah. Everybody else around you pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
But I got one. They're trying to bring back woolly mammoths, and they said that it'll like help reduce climate change. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's just a bunch of white people again. This is white people interfering with the natural flow of things. Honestly, they're like, if we reintroduce a species that I don't even know if we took out. I think that was just climate change back then taking it out.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
they naturally
that.
extinct due to climate change, and now we're gonna bring them back because of climate change. They're a cold weather creature. Like, how does extra heat? Are you? Do you think they're a mystical beast that will like absorb the heat from the outside and then cool down the earth, and they won't emit carbon dioxide at all?
The scientists, here's what their claim was, that their tusks, the woolly mammoths would use their tusks to like dig up the snow above the permafrost, which actually helped keep the permafrost frozen. And I was like, that makes 0 sense at all, gang.
So you're essentially telling me that you're gonna breed super tusk elephants to plow the permafrost for you, to help save it.
My thoughts exactly.
We have machines that I imagine are far cheaper than the endeavor of realizing a real life Jurassic Park situation. Not to state the obvious, you know. I imagine Clydesdale horses still are alive, you know. I think a lot of people might be in need of a job.
Yeah.
You know, and also permafrost. Isn't that like a Russian thing?
Yeah.
So
we're trying to reintroduce them to the Antarctic and Scandinavia, which again would be Russia, right? So yeah.
It's I really, we're gonna have to reenact Hannibal's march over the Alps to take over Europe as well. You know, you're gonna give giant woolly mammoths that could probably take a bullet or two to the Russians and expect them to just plow the fields. I mean, isn't this a euphemism for this is beyond fucked, man?
Yeah. When I said I had an article yesterday, that's what I was talking about. Like, yeah.
I haven't read the article yet. I just saw the headline and it was like, this is too dumb. We have multiple
movies about this that tell us not to do this, dude.
There are at least 4 Jurassic Parks right now. And then if you, in a weird way, include the Tremors movie, because that's a prehistoric beast that somehow comes back to life, there is at least 8 of those sons of bitches. So we have more than enough evidence that maybe dead things should stay dead.
That's what I'm saying. No. Yeah, and God. People amaze me, dude.
But if we're bringing back the saber-toothed tiger, I'm all for it. All right, we got to flip the script on this one. Saber-toothed tiger can also plow the fields. He has a long tusk, right? You can just chop it up. But same thing.
Then it's going to like be a carnivore and take out current living species too, you know what I mean? And that's really going to impact the ecosystem.
Well, I mean, if we're fucking with the laws of Darwinism already, we might as well go whole hog about it, all right?
Yeah. Let's bring back a velociraptor.
Exactly, you know?
Fuck it, dude.
If we're going to reinstate prehistoric park and hope it all, you know, goes fine and dandy and everybody has a pretty nice day, let's go. I want to see, you know, velociraptor fight a T-Rex, fight a saber-toothed tiger all in the same battle. Like, let's go all out. We're talking dinosaur fight rings, you know. You can bet on who's going to be the winner of that day. Is it going to be Doris the velociraptor or
Cruz.
Yeah, or Ted Cruz, the brand new dinosaur?
I'd pay to watch that shit, bro. I'd pay to watch Ted Cruz take on a velociraptor or two.
So my question is, what equipment do I have?
That's how we should test who's going to be the leader of the free world. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, after the collapse, where all of a sudden all civilizations blend together and we're all back into tribals. In
the event of a presidential tie.
Okay.
Velociraptor duel. Who lives? Who dies? Who's strong enough to lead the free world? You know what I mean?
Both candidates in a ring, coming near to you. In whatever streaming platform you choose. It's the presidential time Velociraptor fight this Monday night.
Turns out they both go. And then you're like, well, shit. That made for
Free
some
world,
prime time
still
television.
leaderless. Coming to you next time, season 2, Congress Dinosaur Rally.
Yeah, you thought a bunch of Republicans storming the Senate was terrible. Imagine if they sent in the Velociraptors. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, if you're assuming the average citizen can afford a dinosaur, then wouldn't you think that Congress would have, like, robot dinosaurs that could take a punch? You know, like, they would have the mechanical and the prehistoric blending together, powers combining. You know, kind of like how in Power Rangers, each mecha would combine into a super mecha.
Yeah.
You know, it's the dinosaurs would all of a sudden just, like, absorb together and then become, like, you know, a giant Terminator dinosaur robot that would just take out whatever living velociraptor that comes. I think that's how it's going to go. You can call me stupid, but I think the combination of the ancient biology and technology will lead to a new super weapon.
Tremendous.
And that is the new conspiracy theory of the day. Please share it. It would be awesome.
You believe in ghosts?
Ghosts. We've had this conversation before.
On the podcast?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I forgot. Tell me.
Well,
Do you believe in ghosts?
I have no opinion on this, man. I have no ghost experience.
Okay.
So it's not. I've had, like, the weird feelings of I should get the fuck out, but I didn't see nothing. I didn't see anything move or anything. It's hard for me to believe online videos considering how easy it is to fake shit with fishing line.
Oh yeah.
So
Or people dressed up, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
So without lack of experience, I cannot confirm nor deny ghosts.
Fair enough. I will
'Cause-
say that I don't think this house is haunted. Like,
You don't think this house is haunted?
No.
Well,
nothing.
that is lucky.
Yeah. For an old, it's like 50s, you know.
Ooh, yeah, that's very lucky.
Yeah. Nothing, no eerie feelings here. I have encountered ghosts before on at least two occasions, maybe three, maybe more. Okay, but really, there's two that stand out to me. I mean, I don't want to get into all of it. I think if we've talked about it on here, I've probably told these stories before, so we don't need to do our listeners like that.
I mean, we can always revisit topics.
Okay.
Yeah, tell the story, man.
Well, I'll tell you this one today.
We've already jumped down this rabbit hole. We're gonna go all the way to the bottom, baby.
We're here, baby. So I was on a DJing gig. I was DJing a wedding at the Lemp Tap House, which is right across the street from the Lemp Brewery. Now, the thing about the Lemp Brewery was it was the first brewery on the west side of the Mississippi River.
Okay.
So we're talking like early 1850 it opened, and it was a pretty prominent family, the Lemps, that lived there. And they had a mansion right down the street, and then the tap house where I was doing the wedding was right across the street, and that was like their main, like, hey, this is where all of our beer is served, you know, to local St. Louisans.
Yeah.
The house, all of the Lemp, like, not all, but like 4 or 5 of all of the Lemp family killed themselves in the house. So like that house is hella haunted, and then multiple people died in the factory. That's hella haunted. So just by association, I'm like kind of going to this tap house with the like, ooh, spooky. It was going to be kind of a cool wedding though, because it was Harry Potter themed. So I had to bring a shit ton.
Oh, jeez, what a good location.
Yeah, I had to. It was ancient too. Like the tap house itself, architecturally super cool. It had like a hand crank elevator from like the early 1900s and shit, which was scary as fuck to take all of your DJ equipment in. I thought we were, I was looking hard at the weight limit and trying to calculate the weight of each individual piece of equipment and add it together. Well, right before a show, so you know what that means, right?
Screw it, we're doing one speaker at a time.
I think I did 2 trips because I was like, this thing ain't gonna make it. But I had to bring a bunch of uplighting so that, like, for each one of they had long ass tables like the Grand Hall in Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
I had to bring lights for each color house,
Okay.
which ended up being super cool, bro. Super cool.
So the question is, do you
Haunted.
remember? Yeah, haunted house. But So they had the 4 tables. So who did they put on the slit? Did they invite their enemies to the wedding,
No,
and
I
they were
think
sitting? It was at the
like a
in-laws.
pick your own seating thing, and this was way before
Okay.
COVID too. So it was like no COVID requirements.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
COVID, right? Okay, so I'm there early. I get set up. People start showing up for the, it's just the after party, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people start showing up for it, and my start time is 6. It gets to be 6. I'm like, where the fuck is the couple?
Mm-hmm.
And the dads of the bride and groom come up to me, and they're like, hey, dude, can you call our children and see where they're at? I was like, you're their parents. Why are you having the DJ call them?
Mm-hmm.
But they showed up an hour late to their reception. And here's the deal: their wedding party was so big, and that elevator was so small that they all had to come up in pairs.
Oh wow.
So it took forever for them to come up. And I'm trying to corral them all in this corner right by the elevator so that, like, we can do the big wedding party entrance where I announce everybody,
Mm-hmm.
played to their music and stuff. And while I'm waiting there, this place is ancient, mind you. One of the bridesmaids looks at me and goes, do you think this place is haunted like the Lemp Mansion and the brewery? And before I can say anything, we're standing next to this electrical circuit breaker box. It's like this big. And we're like 30 yards from anybody else. None of the staff heard us. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
The thing just opens on its own and flies all the way open right before I can say anything. And both of our mouths just fall open. I'm like, yeah, I think this place is haunted, dude. This place is haunted as shit. I was shook, bro. The rest of the time, I was like, something's in here with us, bro. It was kind of cool, though. Kind of cool.
Now, you were probably with Kelly at this point.
No, I'm DJing, so I'm on my job.
I mean, I'm just
I'm
saying a player
Kelly.
right
I'm
there
with
would be
Kelly.
like, I don't know, you want to stay close to me tonight? Just kind of spin the script a little bit, see what you can make happen.
Yeah, definitely getting married at that point. I was,
yep.
But it's okay. And then there was one other time when I was younger, when I was in North Carolina, we stayed in a haunted house. And that place was hella haunted. I woke up in the middle of the night to baby crying, and there were no babies in our family. And the screaming just got louder and louder, and it seemed like it was in my room at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like a baby screaming in the middle of the night. And I was like, there's no babies in our family, though. Where the and I just like put my pillow over my head and woke up in the morning.
Were you the only one that heard it?
No, my brother heard it too. That's how I know I'm not crazy.
Okay, good. It's just, did your family like find a haunted house to stay at, or you just happened to stay at a haunted house?
No, that's it was my cousin's house.
Oh, okay.
So like we would go to the beach with my cousins every like 2 years or so, and from St. Louis, it's long. It's like 16 to 17 hours. So we'd make it all the way to my cousin's house, which is about an hour or two from the beach in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
And then we'd make the rest of the way there. And their house is just like built in 1900s and half burnt down at one point, and kid died in the fire, and they buried the kids in the backyard.
Well, okay.
And then one of the previous owners didn't like the gravestones in the backyard, so they took them and then made them into a walking path in the backyard, face down.
Wow.
And
okay.
then the owner after that thought that was bad juju, so instead they took the gravestones up and put them in the basement face down.
What?
Yeah, two gravestones. I've seen them both.
Yeah. Why don't
There's
you?
a staircase in the house that goes up, but there's nothing. There's not even a door. It's just like goes to a fucking wall because that's like part of the house that burned down or something.
If you were smart, you would remove all the old house, take the bodies and the gravestones to someplace, and then hire whatever charlatan or real cleansing agent you can find. Hire them all. I'm just like everybody
imagine
in
if
your
you're,
state you hire, you purify the house, and then hope it works out. But like I couldn't live with that. No.
that'd be terrible. You got 2 bodies in the backyard,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. When you're talking to
Just
the
like,
realtor
ugh.
buying the house, walking the house, this is really nice. How old is the house? Well, it's this old, and actually, what comes with the backyard? Is the shed included? Yeah, but
The
you also
shed's
get 2
over the
bodies.
graves, so you don't have to worry about that ever, blowing up for no reason. It really
Jesus
holds the
Christ.
spirits down.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's my only other
Okay.
real big one. Now I think Kelly's lake house is haunted too. Not her house, but literally her neighbor's house. 2 kids died at that were siblings, and the third one lived, and that's why the family sold the house because they went swimming,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess they didn't have the wiring to the dock grounded correctly.
Oh, yeah, that happens a lot down there.
Mm-hmm. But I swear to God, there's some nights where we're hanging out on the back porch there's like a screened in porch. It's like my favorite place to hang out. We'll just be out there hanging, smoking, doing whatever. And you'll hear some cannonballs from the neighbor's house, and there's nobody there.
Will the water move and stuff? Or
It
is
sounds
just...
like somebody, like the lake is still, there's no boats out. You'll just hear a big, like a cannonball. Almost like a big rock being thrown in a plunk, like.
Mm-hmm. But the water would still be still. You would hear the cannonball, but the water would still be still.
No, it would.
No, it would move like
ripples, and there'd be nobody staying. There'd be no cars or anything, no lights on, nobody staying there. It's like
that's
not cool.
It's weird shit out there, man. Weird shit.
Misery, dude.
Misery. Misery. I accept the Misery name for Missouri more than Missouri. That is my stance. Missouri, there is no A at the end of Missouri. At the end of Missouri. See, it's an infectious disease because now I can't stop saying Missouri. I can't stop it. No. There's an I, not an A.
You know what Iowa stands for, right?
It's Iowa. I owe ya.
I like that one. I've never heard that one. I always heard idiots out wandering around.
Ooh, that's a good one. You know what Arkansas stands for?
What?
Arkansas. Pirate version of Canvas. Kansas.
Yeah.
Probably should say it right the first time.
Arkansas was a bunch of just grumbly Confederates too when it started out. For real.
Yeah. I mean, that's the South for you.
I think they became a state, but instead of being sworn into the Union, they were like, we're a state now, and we're going with those guys.
Oh, so they were grandfathered in after the fact?
Yeah.
That's a shit. How do you explain that
they
history?
joined the Confederacy.
You see, we're really just the babies of people who went out west and then came back, but didn't quite want to rejoin civilization, and then people who left civilization to strike it rich here in Arkansas, and
everybody's down to talk about how Australia is just a bunch of convicts, but nobody's down to talk about how Arkansas is literally just a bunch of fucking Confederates.
I mean, I imagine that a lot of beliefs have changed since then, but
yeah,
your birth looks kind of like a rape baby. It's not good. Probably a bad analogy.
Probably.
I apologize.
Probably. Okay. Metaphor is not on point.
Metaphor is not on point. Work in progress.
So about this emergency again, nobody was injured. Nobody was
I thought we were not allowed to talk about it.
You're right. I probably shouldn't. Dr.
But-
Evil would get mad at me.
Yeah. We will say though that no cars involved. No cars involved.
No cars involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Everything's good. Hope you guys are having a great week.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening to our episode, dude. This is our time with you, man. We've got to not forget about our listeners because they're the shit. You know what I mean?
They are the shit. Not actual shit, mind you. Just, awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're using the euphemism "the shit" to explain.
Yeah. Like a really good one.
See, I have to say this because one particular listener is a very literal asshole. So if you say you're the shit, he's like, "I'm a piece of shit." What? How dare you call me poop?
Well, now you are. No, you're acting like one. But no, y'all are tremendous. Tremendous. I even had sound clips, but I totally forgot to do that today.
Well, it's an emergency. Sound clips not important.
Oh, this is tremendous. 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 This is tremendous.
You guys are tremendous.
All right. I think we're ending it here.
Sure, man.
Yep.
Thanks for being here. It's always good to have you in person.
Always good to be here. It's a rare occasion.
Y'all have a good rest of your week, man. We'll be back next week.
Over and out.
Peace.
Wow.